case you didn't catch on to that, that was a toad the size of a cat. Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather with the Mosco, and today we are out here trying to reclaim this flower bed. Can we do it? Again, if you're new here, my name is Heather. Hi. And this is the Mosco, where we are learning to garden together and trying things out even when conditions aren't perfect. Side note, it's great to live in the woods. It's beautiful. It's majestic. But sometimes the woods get a little too woodsy. And you're like, I should have expected that. But I didn't. Anyhow, so today we are out here in the front yard. It has been a while. I promised myself I would be consistent with my YouTube content. And then it became summer and I was like, I just want to spend time with my kids. And my garden suffered and my YouTube suffered. But now school's back in. And so we're trying to be back at it and we're making a goal to be more consistent. So we need to start out here at this flower bed. So here's the front of my house. Live in a modern log cabin, live in East Tennessee, garden in zone 7B. And again, for those of y'all that went on the grass journey last year, it's better than it was. Still not great. We need to plant grass again. But what happens is we've got the house, the grass, and then we've got a shade border garden bed that if you go back on my channel, I have videos of me setting this up. And then last year I transplanted a whole bunch of hostas that I pulled up from another area and divided. And I thought they were going to die. And it is truly a testament to planting things in the fall because they survived. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they survived. I'm so happy about that. I need to go pull the weeds and mulch them. And I never did that. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to pull the weeds, we're going to mulch it, we're going to re-edge it, which seems like something really simple, but it's going to be a night and day transformation if the weeds have not choked out my plants. So let me spin you around so you can take a look at what we're looking at. So you can see how there's not really a good distinct line between the grass and the bed. I did go in earlier this year because I was laying out, look at this one's just as bad, and create an actual pathway here. So we mulched that and it's lined with logs and we just need to make sure that needs to be tidied up slightly. But for the most part, that's pretty good. That's a thick layer of mulch there. And this is how you know you need mulch. Mulch, no mulch. Mulch, no mulch. Same growing conditions. In fact, I cleared out all the weeds from here and here at the same time. Mulched this, didn't mulch that, and here we go. So we need to come in and we need to cut our line back out. We need to pull all our weeds, and then we're gonna put pine straw in here. We do have hostas in here. That's all that's in this bed, and I do need to get some more, but at this point, they're looking decent for the fact that they've been completely neglected after being transplanted last year. But this bright yellow pop of color is gonna be gorgeous in the shade when I treat it right. I also have this Japanese maple. My husband bought this for me a couple years ago, and it was dying, the top was dying out of it, but it's looking a whole lot better. And so I may actually limit up ever so slightly, but it's looking good, so I'm gonna leave it here. But we need to pull all these weeds all the way across, re-edge it, and then come in with mulch. The back of that does have some hydrangeas, but they're not living their best life back there. They need more sun to bloom. I'll leave them there for right now because I don't really have a good place to put them, but they do need to eventually be transplanted out. And I would like to replace them and everything else in the back of that bed with some ostrich ferns. I really want to lean into heavy this area of my yard and start cutting out some shade garden. So let's look at the supplies we're going to use today and how we're going to get this done. Should point at myself first, but first of all, we've got our outdoor speaker. For the tunes, people, for the tunes, if you want to know what I'm listening to, it will be either Disney, country, or Star Wars music. Big Star Wars fan. We will be using our step moon edger, half moon step edger, to create our line. Got us a pair I have extra small gloves. This is how I carry around my equipment to shoot things. And shears in case we run across like a root or something that we can't just get rid of. And of course, our gorilla cart. So you might be saying to yourself, Heather, what concerns do you have about this area? First of all, my dogs have been eliminated from trampling things by me putting up these basically electric barriers everywhere. There's not one over there. So they may come through and trample the heck out of it. Also, I don't know what's in this bed. And if you've been here for any amount of time, you know that I'm terrified of snakes. And I know that they're here. And I'm trying to get over that. And my kids have figured out that I'm afraid of snakes. And now they like to give me a hard time about it. But looks kind of snaky. And I've seen snakes over here before. So, I'm going to try to maintain my composure and be mature. As a general rule, that's not in my repertoire, but here we are. So we are going to get after this. Again, I'm not sure when I pull these up if there won't be just what it's going to look like. I should have done this months ago. But let's set up a camera and get after it. The first thing I'm going to do is pull all the weeds. And then I'm going to edge it. And then probably this afternoon I'll have to go get some pine straw. But let me set up a camera and let's get after it. And then we will show you the after. Hopefully it's a real good one because I need a real good one. In case you didn't catch on to that, that was a toad the size of a cat. Am I exaggerating? Maybe. It felt like it was going to eat me. I told you it was snaky over here. It's naturey over here. It's beautiful. Lord. Tom Cruise, get the fire. Am right. Also, when we moved into this house, they had this random grass bordering that flower bed up there, and I hated it there. And I threw it into the woods. And it's growing so well out there. And I may get some and put it in some spots. But again, that's where the toad went. Again, I'm not afraid of toads and frogs and whatever. I don't like to get startled. Also, there's a large possibility it could rain today. Let's do an OOTD outfit of the day. What we have is some shorts from Amazon. Hunter rain boots, because I thought that was what I needed to do. T-shirt from Whistler. And my favorite, those would be Goofy socks. Because I am a Disney adult. When the toad scared me, I was listening to You Can Fly. All right, we got to get over this and get back to work. It's looking better, though. Back to work. Alrighty, so we're dodging the rain, but we got it done. I did have to stop and go get one of my kids from school, but we did get it all done. It is gonna start raining, but this warms my heart. I mentioned this before when I switched to using pine straw. You know, when I was in college, I was like, I will never have pine straw mulch at my house, blah, blah, blah. I really enjoy it. It screams Southern garden to me. I don't know what it is in my mind that makes that happen, but I do love it. But let's turn around and take a look. Look at it. We've got the walkway. It looks just so much tidier, and you can see the pops of chartreuse. Again, I did determine that what's happening here is this sprinkler was not watering all the way over, which is a problem that you have to keep on when you're doing any kind of automated watering. You got to check on it, and I didn't check on it, and this is what I get. But look at the line. Look how much tidier it looks. I love this shade bed. I think once we get it really filled in, and it may be true still that my dogs probably are still trampling the plants, but considering they were moved, barely planted in the ground, and doing this well, I'm pretty happy with that. And I love, again, that chartreuse shows up so well in the shade with the Japanese maple. I would like to put some kind of garden art maybe on the trees, or some kind of something right here. And like I say, we do need to fill it in. I would like to do the back with ostrich fern, and then maybe we can get those grass from the woods and put them here, because that would be a free plant. If you're looking, if you want to reference like where this is at, my house, and then this walkway goes to my driveway that's on the side. But if you're looking straight out, this is what you see. And I wanted this kind of lush border to the woods. And then my kids like to ride their Power Wheels down here and through, because you can go all the way down to the driveway that way. So we did put a large amount of mulch. It could be refreshed. We could go over there and scrape it back up and make it look nicer. We might do that at some point. But this fall, I just wanted to tidy some things up, maybe put in some new plants, because again, shrubs and perennials would do great. But look how much better that is looking. I'm gonna pan back down. And once those hostas get big, I think it's gonna be really, really pretty. It's gonna be all hostas. And then again, towards the back, maybe some ferns. Maybe some kind of artwork piece right here would be really nice, like in the middle. See what I mean? Like right there. This is the other half of the bed. We will need to get to that another day, but you can just see how, even though the grass is pretty crappy, how much better it looks to have that bordered shade bed. I love this. And one day I will actually get it all planted, but look, that does my heart such good. We're gonna be decorating for Halloween soon, and yes, there will be a ton of leaves and it will ruin what I've just done. And again, these two beds behind me do need to get planted as well. But this is kind of real life gardening, I feel like. It takes time and money to do these things, and effort, and labor. And so you kind of do a little bit at a time, but when you think about where we started, if you look back at those videos, there was not this bed here, these two containers, which I actually might eliminate these two containers, but that's a story for another time. But anyhow, comment below what you think about the pine mulch. And I'm gonna look at it and just be thrilled with it for a few minutes, probably standing in the rain because it's raining. And oh well, you gotta do what you gotta do. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.